We often find the idea of peace somewhat uninspiring and without real color. Yet we live in a world where it seems harder to find people at peace with themselves and at peace with each other. We know that peace is not just the absence of war. Most treaties only disguise simmering conflicts. We know that peace is not just a state of affairs. The flaring of emotion ensures our relationships are unpredictable and often fragile. But we do know that peace is a state of mind. We have all tasted it and tend to seek it in some place with some person or by acquiring some possession at some point in our life. We cannot seek what we have not already known and therefore lost. We also know that if we want to live in a peaceful world, it behooves each of us to bring it first into our own lives. However, that seems to be no small task. It seems there was no one in our younger years who could show us how to create a state of inner peace and sustain it within ourselves. On the contrary, we all seem to grow up encouraged into entering states of excitement and fear, anger and anxiety, sadness and sorrow. Such is the power of the media, if not our parents. Yet most of us will, at some stage, consciously focus our time and energy on our quest for inner peace, perhaps when the intensity of our anxieties crosses a certain threshold. Perhaps such a reprioritization has motivated you to purchase this book. So where do we begin our search? Some seek peace on the mountaintop, others in the desert. Some as they sit by the side of the calmness of a lake, others by negotiating oceanic storms and then languishing in the tranquility of the achievement that follows a dangerous journey. Most of us seek it closer to home in a special relationship, a favorite pastime, or perhaps in a preferred substance. It takes some time, however, to discover that all such ways will ultimately be futile. It took me a while to fully realize that real peace, like happiness, and even love, must come from inside out and not outside in. It's over 30 years now since I stepped into a meditation center in my own search for peace. My first experience of meditation was profound. I didn't really understand the theory, which was presented by a charming teacher. But when, after 45 minutes of explanation, she invited me to meditate, little did I know I would have an insperience that would change the course of my life. I was obviously ready, as I was overcome by the most profound and deep sense of inner peace. It was this feeling that ultimately set me on the spiritual path which I still walk to this day. It is the path on which the self reawakens to the realization of itself as a spiritual being, which is often referred to as the soul. Once again, this is not exactly an insight that sits at the heart of our academic curriculums. As I continued to master the art of meditation, the fruits of my efforts were both humbling and sweet. The gradual liberation from fear and the flowering of a peacefulness from deep within was the beginning of a growing awareness of the inner beauty of spirit. I have since come to recognize that everyone, whether they are aware of it or not, are essentially seeking three things in all that they do: peace in their hearts, love in their relationships, and happiness in their life. However, most of us miss the spiritual paradox of our times. We already have what we seek. When we experience ourselves as we really are, soul, not body, spirit, not matter, we become awake to our innate spiritual attributes. Love, happiness, and peace never leave us. We leave them when we lose our awareness of our own spiritual identity. These qualities of spirit are the source of all real wealth and true joy, and they are the greatest gifts we can give to each other. The insights and exercises in this book are designed to help you focus your search in the right direction. inwards, to the real, spiritual you. Upwards, to reconnect with the source of spirit, a relationship with the one who awaits patiently, lovingly, to guide you home. And finally, outwards, to share the rediscovery of your inner peace with the world. Mike George.